boom, 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 tighten in the morning. Sit it, da, 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 da. Sit it, da, 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 da. Chicka, 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 da. Zoom, da, 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 dum, da, dum, da, dum, dum, da, 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 dum, da, dum, da, dum, dum, da, 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 dum, da, dum, dum, dum. It's tighten in the morning. Zibba, dibba, da, da, dum, da, dum, da, da, dum, da, dum, da. Sibba, dibba, da, da, dum, da, dum, da, da, dum, da, dum, dum, dum. Doom, sibba dibba da doom da doom da doom da doom doom da doom da doom doom, sibba dibba da boom 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 boom, tighten in the morning. Sibba dibba da doom da doom da doom da doom da doom da doom dee dibba dibba dee da doom da doom do. It's tighten in the morning. Zibba dibba doop is tighten in the morning. Zibba dibba doop is tighten in the morning. It's tighten in the morning. So tighten in the morning. Hi, my name is Titan Capri. I am a black gay man living with HIV and celebrating 20 years of thriving in my diagnosis. Titan in the Morning is an inclusive space for your morning wake up. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. We come in and we say good morning because we love all the O's and R's and INGs. Then we grab our cups, put the topic in the cups, and then we sip. You will get a space and a place where you can be who you are just the way God made you, along with some breathwork breathing. And not to mention some movement with the Titans groove. Sit it, tat, 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 tat. So come on in to this inclusive, brave, and safe space where we like to say good morning to our village, tribe, gang, and chosen family. The place to be is right here with me. I will see you there. Good morning. Wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Let me do it like that. Can y'all see me now? Good morning. Good morning to you all. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. That's all I'm gonna just keep saying is good morning. Y'all, you know what? It's good when you can get up and it's a good morning, right? Even if it's not a good morning, I still want to say good morning. That's what we're gonna do this morning. How about that? Can I get y'all to say it with me? Can I get y'all to put it down in the comments? All the O's and R's and INGs. Y'all come on in and come talk to me this morning. Y'all know what today is. Y'all know how it goes. Hey, Just Dominic. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hey, y'all. Good morning. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Look, so I'm going to tell y'all something. It is a really good morning when you can just say good morning. You don't have to put anything into it. You just say it how you feel it, you know. And some people might say, oh, well, Titan, hey, good morning to you. Look, I'm sorry. Hey, Ann, Grand Rising. She said, Grand Rising, Titan and friends. Love you. Love you too. Thank you for being in. Good morning, Ann. Good morning. Yes, indeed. Y'all come on in. Come talk to me this morning. Yes, over there on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. Y'all show me Insta, Podbean, everywhere else. Y'all show me some thumbs up, show me some hearts, show me some love, show me all that good stuff. Hey, Miss Nicole, good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much, right? Come on in. Y'all show me some thumbs up, some hearts, and some love and all of that good stuff this morning, right? Look, hold on. I was doing my my Janet Jackson tease with the plaits this morning. Okay, look. All right, y'all. So this morning, keeping on with the Pride edition, I'm going to talk about breaking the stigma, HIV, and the LGBTQIA plus community. So I have some statements that some of my chosen family has put down for me. I'm going to read those probably after the commercial break. But I want us to just focus on stigma and why is it such a thing? Why is it still a thing this morning? But we're going to get all into that. I got some questions that I'm going to answer, all of that good stuff. But y'all know how we do. If it flows, it flows. If it don't, it don't. But we're going to still do it, y'all. So I just want to say good morning. I just want to say one more time, good morning. But let me do it the right way. Y'all with me? Y'all got y'all cups? Everybody got their cups? Okay. All right. Here we go. We'll go. Mm. Oh, that's good. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, that's good. That's right. Kick Rock says over on TikTok, I have a friend who is living with HIV, but because of meds, it's undetectable. Medicine has come so far. It has, Kick Rocks, it has, because there was a time that I was taking 5 to 7 pills a day in order to um, be someone living with HIV. It was called a cocktail at that time. And so it was a lot. Now we have injectables. Now you don't have to truly worry about taking pills, things like that. Some people take one pill. I myself, as of today, I still take two, right? I still take 2 pills, but everything is good. I'm undetectable, untransmittable. U equals you. And so we're gonna talk about those things. But Kick Rocks, thank you for putting that out there. And Kick Rock said, I'm so glad you're here, friend. Indeed. And thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. A lot of times there's stigma around um, HIV and then medication, right? Medication is not the same. Medication is not for everyone. So you should talk to your doctor, talk about your treatment, talk about what's good for you, listen to your body, and then make sure. But the stigma surrounding even talking about medication is still there, right? It's still there. So today we're going to talk about that. Today we're going to get into that, and we're going to talk about some other things that are stigma related in that. Okay. Let's see here. Hey, Miss Nicole, I love you as well. She said, love you as well. Y'all come on in. Y'all show me some love and all of that good stuff this morning. All right. I'm just going to take some time with y'all today because it's just me on the show. But yeah, this is good. Y'all, it feels so good to be back with y'all and things like that and all of that. Um, yeah, no. Yeah, no, we don't do that right there. Yeah, we thank y'all for that. Ah, you know, it's crazy because y'all, I someone just put in that they stand with, yeah, I don't even want to say it, but here we go with people thinking that it's okay for them to say things about you and to you, and you're to be okay with that, right? So there's already stigma surrounding HIV. There's already stigma surrounding taking medication, being in treatment, going to doctor appointments, and things like that. And so when you have someone that comes out and states to you, right, and especially here on a live, that you don't belong here, um you're taken away from somebody else. So what happens is that on TikTok, my comments are being monitored, right? And so anything that seems harmful, they take it out, right? They don't put it through. And I can say yes or no whether or not I want to put it in, right? But someone this morning is already going on what's happening in the world and talking about they stand with people being deported, and like, y'all, I don't we're not doing that. We're not doing it. Now, here on Titan in the Morning, we will speak truth. We will make sure that we know what's going on in the world, but I don't think that we have to be mean and nasty to do that. Now, can I get mean and nasty? Should I do? I just don't think that we have to do that, right? I don't think we have to do that. So I think that, do what you do, how you do it, but just know that here, I think this is a brave and safe space, right, for you to come in. Now, we can't block everybody and do all of that because people find ways to get around and do, but just know that you come into this inclusive space, that we're going to be here for one another, and that's what we're going to do. Hey, Arnetta, good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Hey, Podbean. Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me over there, Podbean? All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, good morning. Now, look, I just want to make sure that we are good. And I'm taking my time this morning, y'all. I'm taking my time. Arnetta says, speak your truth. Okay. Look, that's what we're going to do. We're going to speak it. Good morning from NYC. So happy you are well today. Indeed. And is it B Joyce? B Joyce, is that it? Okay. Is that it? Hey, Johnny Dill. Good morning. Good morning, OG. Good morning. Look, y'all, I'm just going to take my time this morning. We're going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. Okay, so it is B Joyce. Okay, then. Okay, cool. Not a problem, B Joyce. I got you. Sweet Sadie said, God is good all the time. Um, God bless all of us. I love everybody. I don't care who you are. Well, thank you for that, Sweet Sadie. I appreciate that. Tweety said, good morning. Good morning. May God keep blessing you and continue to have a great life, smooches. Indeed. Good morning to you. Hold on, y'all. That's good. Hold on. Oh, that's good. So let me say this for those that are just tuning in. All this month, we're talking about chosen families. Arnetta said, coffee or tea? Coffee. No, no, no. Don't get me wrong. I love tea as well. Wait, so you're asking what's in my cup? Hold on. What's in my cup is coffee this morning, right? However, I love tea as well. You know, I love some good old sweet tea. I love some good old um, sleepy time tea. I love a good chamomile. I love some lavender. I love all of that. Yes. Mm. Hold on, y'all. Is my cup? Is my cup dirty? Okay. So this is what I want to do this morning while I'm on. Okay, hey Lucy Lou, good morning. Lucy Lou said, wait a minute. She said it's National Iced Tea Day today. Oh, really? So I should have had me some iced tea then this morning. That's what I should have done. Okay. Tanya Burns says, how do you handle a toxic relationship? That's a good question, Tanya. I'm gonna have to let me put it down in my repertoire and I'm gonna come back to it, right? Well, and here's the thing. I don't know that so I think how do you handle a toxic relationship? Let me say this because a lot of times people will say, "Oh, well, Titan, that doesn't mean anything," or well, I'm already in it, so how am I going to handle it? So I want to say this to you: a lot of times we get into relationships that we don't necessarily vet. I'm gonna start there. A lot of times we get into relationships that we don't necessarily vet. Now, this is just me talking. This is I statements, okay? Tanya, this is I statements. And so we're just going to talk about it this morning. Then we're going to bring it into breaking the stigma of HIV. So I did not set boundaries or expectations in the relationship, right? When the relationship became toxic, right, I had to go ahead on and move. Now, with any relationship, right, you want to end it. You want your relationship to be wonderful, to be sweet, to be great, all of those things. But we know that life is life. We know that life is life. And so you're going to have these moments where it possibly can be toxic. There could be violence. There could be anything like that. What you want to do is ask yourself, where are you right now? Right? Because in the beginning, when you started this relationship, you were not in this space, right? Of toxicity. You wasn't there. So, how did you get here? Why are you here? And now, what do you do going forward? Do you try to work it out? Right. But you said the word toxic. So, already, I think it's already there. You know what I mean? To the point that there's no return, to the point to where I'm not happy in that. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Tweety said, yes, indeed. Tweety said, and ask yourself, do you? Hey, Ann, good morning. Hey, so a lot of times we get to a place of toxicity, right? And we saw the red flags. We saw all of that, right? And then Tweety said, ask yourself, do you deserve this? Yes. And that's it. When we set boundaries and expectations, we are basically asking ourselves for consent, right? We are asking ourselves and the other person for consent, right? And so I want you to really think about that. Are you asking for consent? That means yourself, right? Did I do everything that I was supposed to do in this? Did I rush into this? When did it become toxic? How did it get there, right? Because everything shows signs. Everything, there's always this little gut feeling that you have. The red flags pop up and say, hey, you know, hey, this is going this way. This is going that way, right? So what do you do? What do you do? Hey, Quincy, good morning. Hey, James, good morning. Good morning. Yes, good morning. So the question was here, how do you deal with a toxic relationship, right? Now that you are in it and it's toxic, you need to ask yourself, where are you? Where are you? Right? That's number one. You got to call it what it is. And if you're already calling it a toxic relationship, then it's probably time for you to move on. But what we know is that most times, right? Most times, most of the time, we can't necessarily just walk away. We're in it. We're already there, right? That buzzer and ding, ding. It's time to pull a cake out the oven. We already are there. Y'all with me? So Dr. James says, pray until it leaves you. I don't know about that, Dr. James. I get the logic behind it, but I know prayer without work is dead, period. Right? So what I want you to do is to think about that, right? In order for your prayers to become something that's tangible, you must do something. You must make a move, right? And a lot of times what we do, because that's how we were raised, we pray on it until something happens, right? And I understand that in a sense. But if you are in a toxic relationship and you have been praying and constantly, now it's time to move. Now it's time to move. I'm not saying jump up and run and do what it is. I think now it's time for you to plan. Now it's time for you to execute. You understand what I'm saying? Understand where you are at, right? Understand where you're at and what you're doing. I was in a toxic relationship to the point that I was miserable every day, but I was stuck. And it wasn't until I had a moment of clarity was that this is no longer pleasurable, right? I'm taking one or two things, but I'm suffering on 8 to 10 things. It was no longer pleasurable for me. So, how do you handle a toxic relationship? Tighten I statements. Know where you are in the relationship. Know if you are at a point to where you are fed up and you are ready to move. Know that where you are, right? Understand what the relationship is, and then get yourself out, right? A lot of times people want to tell you, oh, just leave. It's not that easy. So understanding where you are in the relationship and what you're doing makes a huge difference. That's my number one. Of course, we want you to leave. We don't want you to be in a toxic relationship. We don't want you to be hurt, harmed, things like that. We don't want you to keep experiencing trauma and things like that. But we got to be smart. We got to understand where we are. in this. Okay. All right. That's how we handle it to start off. Where are you in a relationship? And then you move accordingly. Okay. We're already attached to toxins. We must remove ourselves. Indeed. Indeed. But a lot of times, y'all, and I've been someone that has done this. A lot of times I've come into relationships and didn't really ask or didn't really set any expectations or boundaries. And then I find myself in the thick of it. And then I'm like, oh, snap. Now I got to maneuver. Now I got to jump up and down. Now I got to go through hoops. Now I got to bide my time. Now I got to do those things. But life is life, right? But that's how I would. Tanya Burns said, thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for the question. All right, y'all. Ooh. Let me tell you something. Ooh. Let's see what I got here. Okay. So today we're talking about breaking the stigma, HIV, and the LGBTQIA plus community. Hold on, wait a minute. James had a little comment here. Hold on. Sad thing is, toxicity in relationships has become the norm, where some people aren't satisfied without a little drama when we're supposed to bring on each other peace. And I agree. I think right now we are into trauma corn, right? And we live for it. Somebody told me the other day, well, if they not arguing or fussing with me, then they don't love me. And I'm thinking, I look, to everybody, each their own, do what you do. But if I'm in a relationship, my grandmother used to always say I shouldn't have to fight in my own home. You with me? So my relationship is my home. When I come to my home, my relationship, I want it to be that. Now, will things happen? Yes, indeed, because we are human. And that's the way that they happen. However, I don't think that should be 80-20. I don't think you should have toxicity 80% of the time and you only have peace 20% of the time. That's not fair to you, right? But it has become the norm, right? Going off on somebody, acting a fool in public, doing all of those things, like it has become the norm, right? And it's not peaceful. And all because that you give, as in the words of Whitney, you give good love. Duh. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank you for that comment, James. And look, because true to point, okay? So I don't know. I don't have look, I am talking. I'm talking for it. Hey, 30. Blessings from Michigan. Hey, good morning. Come on from Michigan. Hey, y'all, recognize and realize your part in the toxicity. However, some people are addicted to toxic behavior because that's what they are conditioned to have. Indeed. Indeed. And that's true, Q, because a lot of times what we are conditioned to do, but then I have to really, sometimes we don't even know that we're addicted to toxicity. We don't even know it because it's such the norm. Going back to what James was saying, it's such the norm. It's really what we actually do. We are born and raised in it. It's around us. It's on our TVs, our phones, our laptops. It's in cars. It's in airplanes. It's everywhere, right? And you can't necessarily get away from it. Hey, the king. The king said, good morning, positive king. Good morning. And you can't get away from it. So it's been ingrained in you, right? And then one day you wake up and you're like, wait, why do I do this? Why am I always combative and angry? Why am I always being narcissistic? Why am I doing these things, right? And it's because it's subliminal. It's something that you have seen, you've been around, you figure that this is what we're supposed to do. Yeah. I remember not wanting to cause any problems. That was my justification on it, not wanting to cause any problems, not wanting to be that person, even when it wasn't my fault. Even when it was something that had nothing to do with me, I still wanted to make peace. And that's me trying to be around it, making peace, but that's not healthy for me. It wasn't safe for me. Y'all with me? Y'all got me this morning? Okay. All right, y'all, let's get to it. All right. So, um, let's see. We are talking about, y'all got these questions coming this morning. We're talking about breaking the stigma, HIV, and the LGBTQIA plus community. Something that I know that we can do to start breaking the stigma, right, is that we can educate ourselves and others. So, y'all, when I come on in the mornings, I'm always trying to have a balance of fun, so, great time, but also education, right? I did not understand how important education is in breaking stigma and trauma and things like that. I didn't understand that because you think that everybody should know, right? Everybody should know because you're grown. But yeah, we don't know. So we have to educate ourselves, right? And then educate others. So when I come on and I'm giving you a fact or a stat or something like that, I'm saying, hey, this is what it is. But me even talking about the stigma, right, of HIV and my community, right, is breaking the stigma because I'm talking about it. I am on a platform. I'm making sure that it's represented, that it's seen, and that it's heard, right? And then also that it's understood. Something big that I believe in is when you see me and you hear me and you understand me, that's me in my way, breaking the stigma. Okay. But for you this morning, educate yourself on what HIV is, educate yourself on transmission and prevention and treatment, right? Because this is what I want to say. And y'all, I'm not one to give y'all these big words and and in this. Look, let me talk to y'all like I got a fifth grade education and I'm only holding up four fingers. You feel me? Because I don't believe in that. I believe that you break it down to me and so that I can understand it. Because everybody's not going to be at that level of understanding. I used to hide taking my medication. I used to make sure that it was under wraps. I used to hide the fact that I was someone living with HIV, right? I used to hide the fact that I was a Black gay man. This year, Outsmart Magazine did an article on me about my 20 years. And I say thriving in my diagnosis. It was not easy. It wasn't that, but that's breaking the stigma. The stigma surrounded me thick, right? So much so that I wanted to educate myself and others. And this is how we started with that. Well, I started with that. Let me use I statements. I went to my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family, my circle. And I let everybody know that I was someone living with HIV. I let them know how long. I let them know what's going on. I let them know that U equals U, that I'm undetectable, so I'm untransmittable. I let them know what that means. I let them know the medication that I was taking. My village, tribe, gang, and chosen family, there was a lot of emotion in that. They felt that they were not worthy of knowing what I was going through, and it had to be something with them. They cried and they asked, why did I wait so long? And it was the stigma, it was the trauma around that. I have been told many times that I should not be here. I have been told that I was nasty and tainted and all of these things. So I didn't talk about it. I didn't go to doctor's appointments with my head held up. I didn't believe that somebody, right, was going to see me for me because I had been told that they wasn't, that I was against God, that I was an abomination. You understand what I'm saying? And all of this, people say, well, Titan, is this really? Yes, it's the stigma surrounding it. I don't want to go anywhere, right? And just imagine you going somewhere to get help, to get assistance, to get treatment, and people are treating you as if you are a leper or if you are somebody or something that doesn't deserve human empathy, right? And so this morning, I'm talking about breaking the stigma of HIV and my community. But y'all, this hits home. This hits hard. I have been someone linking people into care, being a peer navigator, always speaking up for those that can't speak for themselves because I remember how it was for me, right? But y'all, sometimes you got to take a step back and just wonder, like, oh my God, like what is going on, right? How can stigma still run rampant the way that it's running in 2025? But we know what's going on in 2025, right? So that's why I'm always about educating myself and educating others. Hey, Swan family, good morning, right? And then always support, right? This is be something else that I want to talk about. Yeah, I had questions, right? But I want to talk about these things because I think these things are important. Hey, Tamara, good morning. Hey, good morning. She said, good morning, friend. Ann says, I need to talk to someone on one-on-one about my addiction. I don't have anyone close to me that cares. And Ann, reach out to me and we can talk. Send me a message and we can talk. Hey, Denise, good morning. Now, I don't know if I can actually help with that part in this, but I know somebody that knows somebody. So I can give help in that way, right? And then even if you're not in my city, right, we can look at places and spaces that can help with that, right? It's all about having that conversation. So if you would like to send me a message and we can go ahead and have a conversation and go forward, okay? Tamara says, I need to ask you, friend, when we help someone, they automatically just delete you off of social media when you don't bother nobody. I don't know, Tamara. Tamara, let me know what that entails. Give me some backstory because I don't know if I'm reading it correctly. All right. So advocate. So here's another thing that you can do to break the stigma. All right. Advocate for the LGBTQIA plus friendly HIV services and providers. Now, y'all, I'm gonna say this because y'all about to ask it, say, really, Titan? Really? So here's the thing. I believe, hey, Chatty, good morning. I believe that you go where you are welcomed. I believe that you go to spaces and places that are built, that are there for you. I believe that you go to organizations that center you, right? We always want to be customer centered, client centered, but then we also want to be human centered. We want to go to places and spaces where they actually take care of us, because they believe in who we are and what we are. But not only that, I show up and they're respecting who I am. It's an inclusive space. They are using pronouns, right? They are telling you things, right? They are making sure that you are seen and you are heard because everybody's journey is not the same. And I know that somebody is going to say, well, Titan, you know, um, service is service. No, service is not a thing, right? Good service, great service, affirming service. Now that's a thing. You with me? So advocate for LGBTQIA plus friendly HIV services and providers. I'm a big advocate of that. I have been to locations, I have been to organizations, right, that I have seen horrible things happening. And I'm thinking, wait, this is how y'all treat people? I don't want to come here. And I'm not going to send a client or a friend or someone looking for services or providers. I'm not going to send them there. Right? That's not what I'm going to do. And then also too, right? Encourage the use of PEP, and routine testing without judgment. Do you get tested? Do you know? Right? Do you know your status? I don't think there's anything sexier than knowing your status. Now, let me tell you something. This is why I promote testing and I promote that because um, sexual health is something that we need to be um, understanding of, right? Not everybody's going to want to do this. There are spaces and places out there that are discreet and things like that, right? But I don't believe that you should not, I don't believe that, how can I put this? I'm going to say it this way. Getting tested is something that is needed, right? I don't knock anybody for doing what you do because that's what you do. But get tested. Know who you are, right? And again, I don't think there's anything sexier than knowing your sexual health, understanding what that is, understanding what I bring into the bedroom, the car, around the block or whatever, knowing what that is. You with me? That's breaking the stigma. There's stigma around being tested. And we know that we go and we have blood drawn. We had tests for this and tests for that. We got test screening for diabetes. We got test screening for cancer. We got all type of tests. But we don't want to go in and be tested for our sexual health, right? We don't want to do that because there's this stigma surrounding it that either you're already, right? Or either you're out there loose and goose and all this other stuff like that. Now, y'all, I'm speaking, this is I statements. I'm speaking for myself, right? I'm not speaking for anybody else, but that's the things that I have faced. When I basically let everyone know, or when I started talking about my HIV status and where I was and things like that, people automatically thought I was, and I was okay with letting people think that I was out there busting it wide open, doing what I was doing, right? Because I'm 6'1". I'm 200 plus pounds. How did I not? How did they get me? How did they, you know what I mean? Like, again, we're breaking it down. I'm holding up 4 fingers, 5th grade education. A lot of times people don't know that stigma is that minute. Why would I ask you? Why would I go get tested? Ain't nothing wrong with me. You feel me? Chatty says, my depression and anxiety are at an all-time high since I've been here with my sister. And a lot of times, Chatty, things like that will come to a head. But a lot of times we have to come to understand where we are. And I'm not saying that, I want to say this in a way because the toxic relationship, right? If your depression and anxiety is at an all-time high, it's where are you right now, right? What are you capable of doing? How can I move around? What can I do, right? And a lot of times our situations, we are in situationships that we just can't get away with that. We can't get around it. We can't just say, okay, I'm done and leave. So that I do understand. I'm hoping that things work out with you there if you have to be there, Chatty, and then that there's a way for you to plan to leave or to do something to break the stigma, right? And the trauma that's happening there. Quincy says breaking stigma also starts with being non-judgmental. I remember when you told me, I was like, okay, Judy. So what are you about to eat? Because I'm hungry. Then I asked you to tell me what I needed to know to protect myself and our circle. And this is something that we talk about. Q is part of my village, my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family. Been my brother for 20 years. Um, the thing is that a lot of times we don't know what we don't know because that's what we've been doing for so long. But getting tested is something that you need to do. I don't care if you out there flipping it, tipping it, rubbing it, blip, 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 doing you, do you, but get tested. And it's more so for you than the other person because once I'm tested and I know my status, right, I can walk out there and say, boom, I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing, right? You know what I'm saying? And let me say this on a peace level. Let me say this on a peaceful level, right? It gives me peace to know. It gives me peace and understanding to know that I'm in control of my sexual health. We can tell the other person all day long that I need you to do this for me. I'm going to go out and get what I'm going to get and I'm going to do. But it's my responsibility for me. I'm not going to put it in nobody else's hands. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to know. I'm going to break the stigma. And some of you are probably saying, well, what does testing have to do with HIV? You need to know your status. Period. Know your status. Hey, Keisha, good morning. Keisha said, I always say not knowing won't change what is, if it is. Okay. The point is, so someone said to me years ago that I can't do it because if I do it and I come back with a positive status or a reactive, right, it makes it real. And y'all, that's real. That is real. Oh, when I say that's real, that's real. It makes it real. You got me? It makes it real. I just want to say that for those that are thinking that it's easy for you just to go ahead and do it and there's no stigma or trauma surrounding it. I want to say this for those that are saying that it's okay, right? That you know what, shut that up. You know, just go on and get tested. It's going to do, there's stigma surrounding it. Because once you do that, once you get them results, it's real. Either or, right? Either or. Once you go in, you know, and once you're going to get on prep, it's real. Once you go in and say it that I didn't had a good time this weekend, right? Right? And I want to go in and I want to make sure that I'm good. You walk in and you see somebody in the clinic, it's real. Even though you're there to be tested, even though you're there to get prep, pep, whatever it is that you're getting at the time, it's real. Y'all, and y'all don't, sometimes people don't understand what it took for you to get up, get outside, if that's the case in point, and go. What it took for you to cross that threshold. It makes it real once you do it. Hey, Sandra, good morning. It makes it real. We're breaking the stigma of HIV and the LGBTQIA plus community. That's what we're doing. Hey, Kevin, rich rising to you. We're breaking the stigma. And a couple of ways that we've talked about, y'all, and I'm going to go to a commercial break in just a minute. We've talked about is knowing, educate yourself and others, right? Educate yourself about HIV transmission, prevention, and treatment, right? Encourage, my Judy just said it. I'm going to say this, have normalized conversations about HIV and testing and community. And then the one that we're speaking of now, advocate for LGBTQIA plus friendly HIV services and providers. Encourage the use of PrEP, PEP, and routine testing. Y'all with me this morning? Prep pre-exposure. Okay. Pep post exposure. I'm gonna put them down in to the comments, y'all. Kevin says fifth week of chemo. Well, peace and blessings to you, Kevin. I hope all is well on your chemo and that things go well. I'm gonna send out some prayers and some good vibes for you. Hey, Podbean, good morning. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning, O'Darty. I think I said that correctly. O'Darty. Hope let me know if I said that right. Good morning to you. Chatty said, this is very important. Thank you, Chatty. A lot of times we don't want to talk about things like that. And sometimes we don't want to. And I'm going to tell y'all, this is another I statement. I used to shy away from talking about things because I didn't have all the big words. I didn't know this and that. What I do know is that I have the gift of gab, that I can talk to people. So I had to figure it out in a way that I could talk to you because my experience wasn't the person standing next to me experience. My experience wasn't nice and clean and easy and all this other kind of stuff like that, right? I didn't know what words to use and what words not to use. I didn't know that it was stigmatizing language. I didn't know that it wasn't people first language. Like all these things I had to learn going through this, right? But what I did know is that I didn't want anybody else in my community to have to go through this alone, by themselves, or have to sit here and just not do something because they felt that nobody was there for them. I had to break that cycle somehow. And I say all the time, even if I'm just in my small corner of the world doing what I do, right? You also can be in the small corner of your world doing what you do, but breaking the stigma. Breaking the stigma. Y'all with me this morning? All right, y'all. We're going to go to a commercial real quick. So Tweety said, and when you find out you are living with HIV or you have, I don't want to say have it, but that's what she's saying in her comment. And when you find out you have it, don't take your anger out on other people by spreading. So let me curve that, right? And I'm saying this for myself and those, and thank you for your comment, Tweety. Nothing against you. I'm just going to say it a way that's palatable for me in that aspect, right? And when you find out, right, when you find out that you have a reactive or that you will be someone living with HIV, right? We're saying that a lot of times we hear in the news that people are taking it out on other people, right? Because of that. And sometimes people are just people like that. And that's just what they do. I'm not making any excuses, right? However, I am saying that we have to be careful, right? That we don't group everyone into the same category, right? Few and far in between. There are people out there that are people that believe that they need to get back at someone because someone got to them, right? I'm just talking in layman's terms. Okay. So getting tested, knowing your status, right? But also knowing what you could do, with that knowledge and that understanding is key. Is key. Okay. So I just want to say that in that manner, right? People need to let people know that they're never alone and they are still loved. You're correct, Tweety. And that's the reason why I'm saying the things that I'm saying, and I'm saying them in this manner, but I'm also talking to you straight, right? It's not good, right? But your sexual health is yours. It's yours, right? It's yours. Whether or not you want to be accountable, whether or not you want to understand, whether or not you want, it's yours. But you do have an option. You do have that. right? You do have that. Let's see. Quincy says, then be accountable to your circle. Judy always asks me, did you get tested? I'd be like, yes, Judy. I must be a safe space for those who are still in a place who isn't as comfortable. And that's it. I'm always asking my circle, y'all, and people always say, oh, you mother, father hen, or whatever have you. I just want to make sure that we are good, right? And when I say good, I mean good as in that we are knowledgeable and that we understand. And yeah, we grown. We are GROWN. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I spelled it right. We are GROWN, right? We grown. That time is out for us, but time is out for us making excuses of why we don't know our status. However, I do understand the stigma and the trauma surrounding it. And that's why we're talking about that. Be a part of your chosen family and talk to them. Q, I always ask Q all the time, are you getting tested? I ask my friend, my best friend, you getting tested? I tell them that we're having testing events and where the events are and things like that, because I don't want to be up under your clothes, as the old folks used to say, right? But I care about you and what's going on, although you're grown and you can go ahead and do whatever it is that you're going to do. But if I'm a friend, if I'm part of your village, your tribe, your gang, and your chosen family, right? Chosen family, then I'm going to go ahead and make sure that you understand where we are, what's going on. And we have open conversation. You can always ask me a question. I can't make you do, but my part of breaking the stigma is letting you know what's out there, what's going on, medications, treatments, providers, things like that. Y'all with me? Okay. Chatty said, my mom had cancer and now it's gone. She rang the cancer bell Friday that passed. Well, congratulations on that. Peace and blessings to her. That is a great thing. And we're going to keep on sending prayers and some good jush over for you and your mom. Tell your mom, peace and blessings to her. Tweety says, people need to let people know that they're not alone. People need to be more educated. Indeed. They need to be more educated. But y'all, so there's stigma surrounding that because people will tell you, I'm not dumb, I'm grown. Like, I know what I need to do. Well, then go ahead. Go ahead. Just take it as me just saying, hey, something is happening in our community and I want to know if you want to be a part of it. Easy as that. Easy as pie. Easy as pie. Y'all with me this morning? Yes. So all it takes is a step. That's all it takes is a step. A step toward knowledge, a step toward understanding, a step toward knowing what HIV is and transmission, knowing what HIV treatment is, knowing where you can get, knowing where you can go, knowing these things, right? But then also too, knowing your circle, knowing your friends, knowing what's going on. I have always said this, and I'm going to continue saying this till the day is done. Not on my watch. And I'm going to say this, right? Because some people said, well, Titan, that's not a thing. You trying to make it like, we just out here doing what we do and stuff like that. Well, here's the thing. HIV is still a thing. Someone told me at my last summit that HIV is not a thing. And I said, yes, it is. Because I'm someone living with HIV. And then everything that's coming down, these executive orders and changes and the cutting of funding and all the things that are happening, it's a thing. We've come so far with medication and things like that. Yes, people are living longer. People are out here thriving in their diagnosis. And I don't think that that's a bad thing. But just because we're doing that, it doesn't mean we don't get tested. It doesn't mean that we don't know our status. It doesn't mean that we don't educate ourselves on these things. It doesn't mean that. You with me? Doesn't mean that. Don't mean that. It don't. All right, y'all. Let's do it. Let me go ahead on and do a little commercial real quick and do what needs to be done. Oh, y'all, look, I love this. I love what my platform brings, right? And I love that I'm able to come to you all and do it in my way, right? If we're going to break the stigma, we're going to break the stigma on many levels. We're going to make sure that people understand. And I thank you all for tuning in, and I thank you all for listening and understanding, right? A lot of times people don't want to do, because again, if I do it, whatever comes back, right? If I'm getting tested, if I go out and seek knowledge, it makes it real. Once I know it, I know it. I can't unknow it. But I want you to know the truth. I want you to know that you are human and we do things. I want you to know that breaking the stigma doesn't mean that you got to climb a whole mountain. But if you climb in a mountain, that's good. But what I believe breaking the stigma, especially of HIV and the community, our LGBTQIA plus community, is taking a step, having the knowledge and the understanding that there is stigma and trauma out there, and that you are responsible for you. Again, I don't think there's anything sexier than knowing your status, because that gives you control over what you do and how you do it. That gives you the option on whether or not you're going to bust it down, bring it up, turn it around, because you have the knowledge of treatment and understanding. You have the knowledge of knowing what to do. You have the knowledge of PrEP and PEP and testing. You have the knowledge of STIs. You have the knowledge of what treatment is for those things. You have the knowledge. Know your status. Just like my Judy was saying earlier, I asked, are you getting tested? That's not a dig. That's not me putting you down. That's me being that friend in my circle, in my village, my tribe, my gang that I want to know. We get to talk about it. We can talk about diabetes and cancer and dental procedures and all of these things. Why we can't talk about that? You go and get tested for diabetes and cancer and get tested for being pregnant or all of the things. So why would you not have the conversation or be okay with HIV testing and prevention and treatment? All right, y'all. All right. I know I said I was going to go to a commercial. Let me go to a commercial real quick, and then I'll be back. And y'all, look, I just want you to know that I am in. Okay, that I am in. Hold on, y'all. Woo. I know, right? I know. I was talking this morning. I was talking. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead. Let's get it. Wait a minute. Hi, my name is Titan Capri, and I would love to introduce you to the Titan Capri Experience merch. Have you been over to my shop to see all the wonderful items that I have for you? Let me tell you, I have the Titan in the Morning mugs, socks, tote bags, candles, and t-shirts. I even have a Titan Capri Experience insulated 40-ounce travel mug. Yes, I did say 40 ounces. So hop on over and check out all the goodies that I have for you. Also, if clicking the link is not for you, you can scan the QR code and it will take you to my TikTok shop, where you can do all the shopping that you would love to do. Go on over and check me out. For the link, the QR code, but either way, it will take you to the destination, which is my Titan Capri Experience shop. See you there. Y'all, I'm getting better. Look. Okay, the system kind of glitched there for a second. I was like, wait, what's happening? But we good. We are good, y'all. So I want to do something really quickly. Let me I got one more thing that I want to talk about. We're breaking the stigma. And then also too, I want to read a chosen family statement. So this is what I asked. Coming back to Titan in the Morning, I knew that this month was going to be about chosen families. And I asked individuals to be on the show if they could, but if they couldn't, I asked for them to um, send a statement about chosen families. And so I have two statements that I want to read this morning. One is from Brielle Gillis, that I want to read her statement, and then one is from Keisha Robeson. Um, so Brielle is part of my chosen family, and so is Keisha. Been knowing them for years. I've been knowing Keisha for almost 30 plus years. We were together high school. Yeah, we've been knowing each other ever since Jones High School, right? So I want to read these two to you, and I just want to say that I think being a community is huge, and chosen families are huge, and to me they are, because a lot of times our chosen family takes the place of our biological family, who doesn't necessarily um, understand, hears, or sees us in the way that we should be um, seen, heard, and understood. Um, and so that's what I want to talk about all this month. But going forward, it's going to be about chosen family. And a lot of you are a part of my chosen family. So I always want to make sure that I am being um, in the moment of chosen families and what they mean to me and how important they are to me. So that's what we're going to do here. Um, and then I'll close out after I read these statements. Okay. Y'all good this morning? All right, y'all, let's do it. Let's do it. I wonder if I'm hoping that Nicole is on. I'm sorry, that Brielle is on, listening out there. But if not, Brielle can most definitely come back and check it out. She said she was going to chime in so that that she could hear that her statement being read online. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Brielle on later on, but our schedules couldn't work out for her to actually be on. But yeah, she sent a statement. Okay. So Brielle Gillis, she, her, hers, she stated that in her statement, hold on one second. Where did it go? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Give me just a second. And then I'm gonna let y'all go. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, y'all. Woo. All right, Brielle. So this is Brielle's statement. And I'm gonna turn the camera just a little bit. So Brielle says, chosen family means everything to me. It's the love I didn't have to be born into to receive. It's the love I chose, and that chose me back. For me, my chosen family is where I feel the most seen, protected, and pushed to grow, even when it's uncomfortable. My chosen mother, Nicole Roberts, is a trans woman who embodies both grace and grit. She's strong, wise, and nurturing in a way that makes me feel safe. But don't get it twisted. She doesn't sugarcoat anything. Nicole tells me the truth even when I don't want to hear it, and I respect her deeply for that. She taught me how to carry myself with confidence and not let the world break me down. She's a beautiful example of resilience, and I am proud to call her mother. My chosen dad, Daryl Revlon, is a Black gay man who is iconic in every sense of the word. He brings a whole different kind of power into my life: sharp, intelligent, stylish, and commanding. He leads to strength. He leads with strength and doesn't tolerate excuses. But even with that tough exterior, I know he loves me deeply. He taught me how to stand tall, how to demand my worth, and how to keep showing up even when life tries to knock you sideways. Together, Nicole and Daryl are a force. They love me fiercely, but they don't let me slack. The kind of love, this kind of love, has helped shape me into who I am. They are my foundation. I wasn't born into their world, I walked into it. And they opened their arms wide and made space for me. Chosen family isn't about blood, it's about who sees you, who lifts you, who holds you accountable while still holding you close. That's what Nicole and Daryl are to me: love, strength, truth, and home. Yes, indeed. Come on, Brielle. That's what I'm talking about. I hope I read that and gave you some justice on that. I love it. I love it. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know because it hasn't happened. That she said she wasn't born into their lives like that, but she walked into them, right? And a lot of times we don't know that we need that, right? So thank you for your statement, Brielle. I appreciate you. I love you for that. And always I hold space for you on that. And so, yeah, y'all, let's give Brielle a hand for that because I love it. It takes a lot to be able to understand, and acknowledge who you are and what you are in that, right? And you can tell by the words that she used: iconic and loving, right? True grit. Okay. We're gonna hold you accountable. Okay, gonna make you stand up and be accounted for. That's what chosen family does. That's beautiful, Brielle. Thank you again. And then I have Keisha Robeson, and Keisha says, she, her, hers. Keisha's been a good friend of mine. She's gonna say it. Look, let me not skip that. So Keisha says, having a chosen family or being chosen to be part of a chosen family is truly special. It speaks to someone meaning so much to you that they have given you special access to them. I have known Titan for over 30 years, and he is who he is genuinely. I never have to wonder if I'm going to be okay. If he has brought me into a space or a place, I truly love being a part of my chosen family. There is so much talent and knowledge I've been privileged to. Thank you so much, Keisha. We'll give you a clap for that and that. Come on, because I'm going to make sure you're right. I'm going to make sure you're right. And we're going to make sure we do that. Y'all, let's give Keisha a round of applause as well, sending a statement in for that. And here's the thing, y'all. If you all want to send a statement in and have it read here on live with me Tuesdays and Thursdays for Titan in the Morning, go ahead and send it over, because I want you to be able to express, right, who your chosen family is, things like that. And I know my platform over here is what it is, but I love my chosen family. I love what they have done for me, how they have seen me, heard me, and understood me. And if you have similar, right, or you want to express that for your chosen family, please go ahead and send it over, and I will make sure that I read it live for you all. I'll even let you know when I'm going to read it, what day, and all of those things like that. And thank you all so much for doing that. Also, too, I want to extend that going outside of Pride Month, I'm going to start having guests back on Thursdays, right? And on Thursdays, I would love for you to be a guest on if you want to express something, things like that. I will send out a link to you all. I will put the link in that you can go ahead and sign up to be a guest. But do contact me, send me a message if you would like to be a guest on the show on Thursdays. And yeah, and then we'll talk about it. We'll be about it. I would love to have you all on. I'm back with Titan in the morning and having guests. So good, right? So before I leave out of here, today's topic was breaking the stigma, right? Breaking the stigma, HIV and the LGBTQIA plus community. I know we talked about a couple of things today, but I want to go back to some items and things that you can do to help break the stigma, right? And then also be able to set some boundaries and some expectations around these things, right? For you, for your community, for your sexual health, and all of those things, right? All right. So, number one, we talked about educate yourself about HIV transmission prevention and treatment. Okay. Educate yourself, right? And we will have stats and things like that throughout the show going forward. So you all come back and we will have those stats and facts and we'll do that, right? And then also to encourage open conversations, right? Normalizing HIV, testing, transmission. And that might be hard for some, but we have to normalize it. We should be having those conversations. All right. Advocate for LGBTQIA plus friendly HIV services and providers. Y'all, I would love to say that we can go everywhere and get service by providers that see us and hear us and feel us. We can't. So advocate for those services, HIV services, and those providers that you know are inclusive and have a brave and safe space. Okay. Encourage the use of PEP, and routine testing. That's the education that we're doing, right? Right. And then something I want to add in that we have to promote access to care for all. I know that's one. For all groups. People of trans experience, Black and brown individuals, LGBTQIA plus communities. We're not all the same because we come from different backgrounds and different places and spaces. However, access to care for all is a must without stigma and trauma. So we got to keep working towards that. Something else, use person first language. An individual living with HIV, person living with HIV, right? Avoid moral judgments. Remember I said that people thought that I was just out there wilding out. And that wasn't the case at all. And then in doing that, using person first language and non-stigmatizing language, respect people's experiences and their identities. It doesn't hurt you to respect their experience and their identities. And lastly, what I'm doing here, amplify the voices in the community for the community. Speak about it, be about it, talk about it, right? Silence is violence. I know that sometimes being silent, you got to survive. I get that. But if you are standing next to someone who is definitely suffering, right? And trying to be able to get to the next step, amplify your voice if you're able to. If you're able to. Let me pull back just a little bit because everybody's not able to do. And a lot of people are not okay with being on Front Street. So I get it. But in my village, in my tribe, my gang, and my chosen family, I'm always trying to make sure that I am amplifying my voice so that I'm heard. But that's me, right? And then lastly, listen without judgment and assumptions. Listen without judgments and assumptions. We there, y'all, this morning? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, y'all, look. TikTok, y'all tippity tap the middle of that screen. Let me know that y'all are in. YouTube, Facebook, Insta, X, Podbean. Y'all show me some thumbs up, show me some hearts, show me some love. Hey, y'all, look, thank y'all so much for being on. I hope that I'm making sense. I hope that this is really something good for you all to have, to know. And you all are doing me such a service because you all are showing up and showing out. And I love you all for that. Thank you all for that. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's the show, y'all. I went over a little bit, but that's the show. If you have any questions, if you want to ask me any questions, please go ahead and send it over to me. And let's do that. Let's break the stigma of HIV and the LGBTQIA plus community, right? Let's do it in that manner. And y'all, it's just simple. Talk to me. That's breaking the stigma. Talk about it. That's breaking the stigma. Be there for someone. That's breaking the stigma, right? Do that. And I hope that I helped you today. All right, y'all. Hey, Tweety. Tweety said, thanks. Today was very educational. Thank you so much. Lord, Tweety, did you see how I got tongue? Thanks. Today was very educational. Thank you, Tweety. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you all so much. Hey, Angela, good morning. Hey, the King, HNIC. Okay. Good morning. Thank you all so much. Y'all talk to a friend today. Break the stigma with a friend today. Show them that you love them. Tell them you love them or show up for them. And you don't have to necessarily do anything when you show up, but just be there for them. That's how we can start breaking the stigma. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. So every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time is Titan in the Morning. Now, my next show, right, is going to be, we're going to talk about June the 12th. I'm going to have two guests on for June the 12th. I'm going to have Aunt Sandy, Dr. Pastor Sandy Bailey. I'm going to have her on. I call her Aunt Sandy. And I'm going to have Alicia Cook on. And we're going to be talking about building resilience, chosen families, and health advocacy, right? We're going to still be talking about it, y'all. That's what we're going to do. That's how we do it. I'm bringing in my chosen family, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it from every angle, right? We need to know that our chosen families are out there, and this is what we do and how we do it. Y'all with me this morning? I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Chetty Osborne said, great show, Titan. Thank you so much. Y'all like, y'all follow, y'all subscribe, y'all do all of the things. And look me up and come on. And all month, we're talking about chosen families. We will have guests on. We will have education. We will have visibility, inclusiveness. We will have chosen families coming on. We will have all of the things. So y'all stay tuned and come back and come see me. I love y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. What? I know, right? I know. Look, that's how we do it. All right, y'all. Until next time, y'all be good. Y'all be great. Remember, breaking the stigma, HIV and the LGBTQIA plus community. That's how we do it. We do it one step at a time. Talk to a friend. Talk to someone. Talk to a loved one. Talk to your chosen family. Peace and blessings. Hey, we had a good time, didn't we?
We would like to thank you for tuning in today and thank you in advance for tuning in the future. If you would like to contact me for any questions, comments, and or concerns about the show, the community that I serve, and the advocacy work that I'm doing, please scan the QR code above or send an email directly to titan.capri@gmail.com. Now, if that doesn't work for you, just put Titan Capri in any search engine or bar, and I am sure that you will find it. Until next time, y'all be great.